Ain't been on all day today. Been tinkering. Put this up. I needed to redo my spar. So I built a new spar today. Let me tell you what happened with that, because I normally don't build from plans. So I drew a set of plans. And Steve Berry has them right now. He's doing the CAD plans for me. Hey, Daniel. And when I drew those plans, I didn't draw them. I just traced the parts I had. So I took the completed spar and I put it down on the paper and I drew around it. Okay, great. So before I shipped them off, I took the measurements off that and forgotten that I did that way. And I cut the spar. Let me see what I did with that other one. It is right here. I cut the spar from that set of plans. I hate doing plans. It's ridiculous. So here's that spar. Well, I was capping it, and I got to this side here, and I'm going, you know what? This is a Pattern Master spar. This thing is huge. So I went, oh shoot! I just called him too to make sure that he gets that squared away. It's shit, about a quarter, yeah, about 3/16 bigger than what it needs to be. So I remade one today. Cut a new one. This is the one that you guys saw on. Look at the tip on that. Tip rib would have been huge. 1/4 inch bigger. So we got a spar that's correct now. Threw away that idea of plans and just did it with numbers. This one's no good. I gotta get rid of it. I mean, it's good if you want to build a Pattern Master, or maybe even a USA 1, because that's big old thick wing. Well, no, it's not. That's a thin wing. So what I did that today, I rebuilt the spar. The doublers are tongue depressors. Sparky, ready to paint my tissue-covered plane. May I ask how many coats of brushed clear and what thin rate should you use? Some questions for sprayed color coat on top. Thanks a bunch. Okay, I've been through this, but put your 3 coats of dope on the airframe. So let's say I was going to cover this. I put 3 coats of dope on this, thin 50-50. I put the tissue on. I brush on 3 coats of dope and sand between each coat lightly, 320. And then I start spraying, and that's at 50-50. And what you want to do is you want to look and see when it starts to shine. You could tell by looking at it that it's getting shiny. Now, hopefully you've tinted the clear dope, whatever color you're going to paint the airplane. Otherwise, it takes too much paint. So I tint with white, because white goes just about with any color that you're going to paint your airplane. And so when it gets shiny, it looks like it's frosted over. That's when you can shoot your color on. Hope that helps. Man. So I got the crutch made here. This is 1.5. No problem. No problem. Glad to help. This crutch is 1.5 ounces. That's 1.5 ounces lighter than normal. And the reason why that it's that light is the way that it's done. Shoot. I've taken a router and I've routed it out, 1/4 inch routed and tapered it. See, it's 1/8 of an inch up here and 3/8 down here. Tapered it the whole distance. And then I guess I could glue this together tonight. We can glue something together on camera. Then you start building it up. You got an 1/8 inch filler piece. You got a 1/4 inch cross grain piece. And this is what sets your motor distance. I'm going to glue those together, I think, and then sand them. So when you're doing this, you want the grain to go crossways from side to side in the crutch. Let me get some epoxy. Got to get some epoxy. Epoxy this bad boy together. Now this airplane's not even a week old. Most 90% of the parts are cut for this right now. So that means come tomorrow when Steve Smith comes over, while he's building his airplane, tomorrow I'll have an airplane that's together to be able to take off the bench, I think, if I stay on this. Yeah, we need to glue the CA. So it's been basically a 1-week airplane to get it off the bench. And then, like I said, I built an Aries in 11 days when in the Stuka Stunt days, and that's finished. Got my wax paper there for gold leaf. And you guys ever do gold leaf and you want to know how to make patent leaf, use wax paper. I'll show you that in another video sometime. So we got this glued together. This is good. I got a little couple of thousand sticking up there. Well, there we go. So might as well get the clamps. This is 5-minute epoxy. I mean, there's really not any need to clamp it. I got them, so I'll use them. Yeah, get this motor crutch is the only thing that's holding it up from going together. So when you build one of these airplanes, you got to start at the heart, which is the motor crutch. And then that goes on the spine, which is the fuselage sides. And then the arms and legs, which are the wings, the spar and that kind of business. Not a big deal. These are so simple. You know, everybody thought there was big voodoo in this, you know, kind of, it was so hard to do. Shit, there ain't nothing to I-beam wings. Much rather build I-beam wings than D-tubes or C-tubes or whatever. They go a lot faster. Yeah. That's it. I mean, we're going to put the fillers in it, but ain't nothing to it. Plug and play. Wipe off the excess glue. You don't need to carry around extra glue. We want to make sure this is square. Perfectly square. Get it clamped here. Let that dry right there. All right. Anybody got any questions on this? This is a simple dimple. Piece of 3/16 goes on top, but you don't want to glue this on until after the motor's drilled and the blind nuts are on. This is what saves you from sanding into the hardwood. Another thing, least amount of wood possible. You don't need big piles of wood. Okay, we got this piece. Might pick up, picks up a little weight when you put the epoxy and stuff on it. Nothing to speak of. We're almost dry. And I just normally put some white glue on this and CA it around the edges. Because this goes here. And after you get the holes drilled and it all sanded out here, this glue's on top. So, and that becomes your engine crutch. And buddy, that is strong and light. It's a light ply spacer between here, F1, and then F2 will be determined by bell crank location, which I just set today, and we're going to move it a little farther back so I can move the tank a little farther back. Now this is, I just called John. This is a mock-up engine. That's a 3/4 prop extension, but it's no good. It won't work on this motor. So John's making me 4 of them. But this airplane uses a 3/4 inch prop extension to move the engine back, move the tank back, move all the center of gravity, center of mass, back towards the center of gravity. Now, if you're going to do this, this airplane can't come out 65 ounces because it'll be tail heavy. So let's see about aluminum pads. Do I have any? Junk mail. Junk mail. We got one pad here. One here. What I left to do was I cut a whole pile of them. I don't know what the hell I did with them. Got some more stock, but I just don't want to. Too lazy. You don't want to cut PA head. Got a 1/2 inch spinner. PA. Get those. Need one more motor pad. Here we go. We found them. Now these are only 16th. Shit. I want 8. I cut 8. Here's 1/8. And these are 16th. Now this is pretty important as well. This I'll look around. I won't get to it tonight. I'll just put 2 together to make sure Yeah, I cut a whole lot of these motor pads before I left where I was working. So you want to use 1/8" motor pads. Use 16th on a profile, but use 8th on an inverted engine. That way it raises the or lowers the engine 1/8 of an inch up off the engine bearing. You think, well, that's enough? No, no, not really. So when we're making this, I've got a space in here, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece of 16th in there. But we still got about a 16th of an inch notch. I'm going to take this on the belt sander, turn it upside down, and raise this floor up so that I can move the tank up. Because invariably, if you don't have it, you'll have to figure out how to raise the tank, and you won't have any room. So it's easier just to do it at the start. You want to make sure that you got enough room for this motor to move. I usually leave this, make it about 30 or 40 thousandths away from tight, because tight is 0, and then I just camped it out. That's about 3 degrees. Probably got a protractor there I can see. I do. Let's see exactly how much motor offset we're going to get this thing. This is the first time I've ever really checked it. I always say 3 degrees, but I really don't know. So we'll figure it out. We're killing time anyway. That's 0. That ain't right. There. This is just a guess. Be a good one though. It'll be a good one. If I can find my, I guess I can use this reel. Quarter, 1/16, 1/8. 1/8. Okay, that's that. Now let's figure out how many degrees it is. It's actually 2 degrees. Closest I can tell with this. Let's see here. No. That's 90. It goes on that line right there. Right there. And that one goes on this line here. Yeah, it's 2 degrees, not 3. 3 degrees would be better, but we don't want to get too crazy. So like I say, I leave it about 40 thousandths loose. You just, it's loose in there like so, and point it to the outside. Actually, probably would be better just to use this and draw a line off of that and check it. That way there's nothing lost in translation. Okay. Yeah, I gotta have this. Somehow I gotta get this squared away, but you'll get it done with a computer. There we go. Yeah, it's 2 degrees. 2 degrees. Get rid of this. All right, let's finish gluing this thing together. Get one part glued together. Tomorrow we're gonna do some vast gluing. Hey, Jonathan. Yep, this is the cradle right here. That would be what it is. You know what? I think Q-tip would be better. Then I wouldn't waste the brush. We got way too much glue on here. So I'll wipe some off. Not too much of glue. And there's something that people don't think about when they're building, how much glue they're putting on. All that shit is big time weight. But in order to achieve a good engine run, you need a good sound crutch. Otherwise, the motor runs all over the place. Well, I'm waiting on glue to dry again, so I guess that's probably all I got for this evening. Tomorrow, though, we'll have Steve's build. Yeah, this ain't gonna stick. Ain't gonna stick. You guys figure out how to get these bottles to keep falling off the workbench, would you? This is the side that gets the 3/16 doubler on it. Little CA in there if you got a little gap, and little kicker, and then hit it with a sandpaper, put the sawdust in there, filler right up. Okay. This is a good one. This is a good one. Like I said, I'm trying to do this one lighter than the last one. Gonna have to get some more wood, pulling out all the stuff. Wood is scarce. This has got some of my 20-year-old wood in it. My secret stash. I gotta replace it. Where the hell I'm gonna get it from? Okay, so now I'm not gonna do it because I'm on camera, but what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to take this on the belt sander. Well, the damn thing don't work. Well, I have to get a pencil. I know a pencil will work. Better work. Yeah. Take some more weight off of it. Gonna sand all this away right here. Flush with this. So this is the tank side. Then it gets a piece of 64th plywood put up here. Now before I sand on that, I'm going to put a filler in it of 16th like this, so they don't have any holidays, no air gaps. We'll do that. We'll put a filler in there and then sand it, and then I'll put the 64th on top of that. All right, guys, that's about all I got for this evening. I appreciate you watching. Hope you guys are learning something. I put a lot of effort into this. It seems like I'm beating my head against the wall sometimes. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See you.